If you want visibility, you need to create content. You don't have to pay for the distribution, but you have to pay for your own time doing it, thinking about it, or having a team around you that helps you with that. If you want to be a well-booked speaker, or if you want to be on conferences, on panels, you need attention. Because if no one knows you, no one will open that door. I think there is no such thing as the general public. I think there's very specific target groups that we need to think about. I am happy to share, I got a new job. I am happy to share, I got to talk there. I'm happy, who cares about that you are happy? No one cares. Put your target group center stage. How does that help them? If all of your posts look like this, you are building a brand of being a online. No one, like a self-centered person, yeah? There's only very few scientists who strategically think about their visibility online, and most of them are not going beyond the stage of strategizing. So if you just do something, you already have more visibility than they have. Document what you're doing anyways. Don't think about creating, documenting is fine. You can post 7 times in the next 7 days, and if you then stop, it was all for nothing. It takes time. I maybe want to start with one story. I looked at all your LinkedIn profiles last night, so I understand there's different levels here in the room, and I'll try to accommodate for that. You will learn a lot of tips and tricks of like how to really do it, because if you've done 9 posts, the 10th post is easier than if you need to go from 0 to 1. So I'll try to give you hands-on things, but I would like to start with one story. That story is that over Christmas I was in northern Germany. My family comes from Germany. I grew up in Hamburg, in northern Germany, and my sister lives now in a very small, cute town in flatland, northern Germany. And I was there, and she has a daughter now. Her name is Pina, and Pina is 2.5 years old. It's like this, yeah. And Pina has brown, short hair. The hairs don't really grow that fast. I don't know if you have children, but sometimes my sister's worried, but it's going to be all right. And my sister gave us the task on the day before Christmas to go to a bakery and buy some goods for the family, because there was a lot of family coming in. And so I took Pina with me in a stroller. We were supposed to go to downtown, which is it's a kilometer away, and buy some croissants and buy some nice buns and just buy all the good stuff for when the family would come. As we were walking on the main street, it's a very small town, 6,000 people maybe living there. Very cute, like old buildings, nothing destroyed in the war, cobblestone street, that kind of stuff. And as we walk on the pavement, we were supposed to go further, but suddenly I stopped and I smelled something. And what I smelled was other breads and other buns and other croissants on the street. And I turned around and I saw another bakery that my sister hadn't talked about. And I was like, oh, they're not really good with having a big sign, it's just a small door. And then I looked around and I was like, there's people in there and it looks really nice and cozy in there. And I asked Pina, hey, shall we buy things here? She said, yeah. She can't really talk very much. We went in, we bought the things, and we opened the door, went in, and we really smelled it like, in a nice bakery, in a nice original town, We bought it and we came back. And on the way back, I kept on thinking, if that's maybe how social media works, is that we are not aware, or no one is aware of our work. Björn Egge, no one knows you. No one cares about you. No one knows me. No one cares about me. Don't take this seriously. Same goes for Marius. Same goes for everyone in this room. What we do is you work very much for your research and to make that research visible. But if we are not seeing where there's like a ventilation system next to a nice oven that brings the nice scent on the street and someone stops and goes into the shop, then how is anyone going to know about us? How is anyone going to know about our work? How is anyone going to use our work to maybe make the world a better place, to kunskap for a bättre värld. Yeah? And I think that social media, and that's I think why we're here as well, is one way of making our research visible. Is one way of making our work and the people around us visible. So my key point, and that's why this is the first screen, is that whatever we want to do, we need that our work and that the people that we want to empower and that our research areas are visible. And we don't need bad attention. We don't need to be on, Kompanie Lauritzen or on entertainment things, but we need to be visible for our content, for our research. And for that to have impact, we need the attention of the people that can help us in NTNU and outside NTNU, be it policymakers, be it industry players, be it whoever we want to connect with. And that is the same game that anyone else plays. If you are Nike and you want to sell sneakers, you need positive attention from your target group. If you want to change a law, you need the attention of the policymakers in the Storting or in the European Parliament to change the law so that you can reach your goals. If you want to be a well-booked speaker or if you want to be on conferences, on panels, you need attention. Because if no one knows you, no one will ring that door, will ring that number or will open that door. And when you have attention, there's many doors that will be opening that we're not even aware of these doors. I was recently yesterday I was contacted by the head of sustainability at Norwegian, and they do an announcement in 2 weeks. And because of the podcast that we do, we were invited to go to that announcement and do a podcast in their hangar in front of some airplanes, hopefully. That door would not have opened if we don't do this podcast. I'll talk about it in a second. So whatever we do, that's the key message, is we need to get the attention of the people that we need. And it's not, I feel, when we write research proposals or whatever, it's always, we need to reach the general public. I think that's wrong. I think there is no such thing as the general public. I think there's very specific target groups that we need to think about. We don't, no offense, but we don't need to meet or have maybe people in Röros on the street know about us. This is not the multipliers that we need. We need multipliers in parliament, maybe with the large energy companies or whatever. I'm more an energy guy, so I can't really give the examples from Samfunds or Beredskap or whatever, but the same applies to you guys as well, obviously. My point is, one post does not try to reach everyone, but one post reaches a specific target group. And if you want to reach people that vote, that's a different target group than if you want to reach industry executive, for example.
But are those people on LinkedIn? I'm just checking.
Everyone is on LinkedIn. That's the thing. Everyone says my people that I want to reach are not on LinkedIn. I don't know what you guys did over Christmas, but I never had such good engagement rates over Christmas on LinkedIn than ever time before. People sit in their cabin and scroll on LinkedIn. Not everyone. But isn't it enough to start with 30% of the people? Because how are we going to reach the others? We don't. And the thing is that I'm not here to say LinkedIn or social media is great. Yeah, I'm not saying it is, we can debate it, and there's negative sides to it. I'm not here to convince anyone. I'm just here to show opportunity, okay? Because what we see is that TV consummation, NRK and all that stuff in Norway, it's even going down with the older ones. Anyone who's younger, I know you don't want to reach the people that are 23, but it's the same for the people who are 30 or 35. TV consumption goes down. Yeah? I stole it from Kantar Media. Same goes for radio. Huh? They changed here the method in 2019, but the trend is the same. Less TV, less radio. And when we look at what are they doing, 91% of people who are over 15 years old are on social media. And I'm not social media is not one thing. Social media is very varied, but it's just like it's in the center of our society. And that's not the same for Norway, it's everywhere the case. Yeah, even younger people are even more on there. But social media, as I just said, is not the savior. It's not going to save us. And for example, NRK still has a lot of visibility in society. So if you get on NRK, that's amazing. But the thing is with NRK is you can't decide if I want to be there every 2 weeks, and these are the topics that I want that they make about me. And that's the thing about social media. You're in the driver's seat, you're center stage, and you can decide, I want to push that narrative, I want to push that topic, I want to push that we have a webinar here, we have a conference there, we have a paper out here, we have a meeting there, we have whatever it is, you can decide when to post, and who sees it. Because if you tag people on LinkedIn, for example, and if they're active, it will be shown in their feed that you tagged them. So you can be very specific on social media. But obviously together is amazing. But we cannot decide every other week to be on NRK, and that's why social media is maybe a good opportunity for all of us. It does. And yeah, what is this? Snapchat. What is this? What's this? What's this? There's knowledge in the room, I love it. LinkedIn. Spotify. So it's a variety of channels that we can use, and they're all very different. Yeah, you could say on Snapchat you check in with your best friends or your family. This is kind of influencer life. What's going on? This is teaching. If you want to learn something, you go on LinkedIn and say, how do I post a LinkedIn post? How do I build a good LinkedIn post? How do I? That's a lot of YouTube. Then Facebook is still big in Norway. It's declining in many other countries. That's like family and friends maybe. TikTok is only entertainment. If you know, LinkedIn is business, and podcast is the new radio. That's Spotify. They're not as sharp. Obviously, you can also learn something on, I don't know, Instagram, or you have your families and friends also on Snapchat. But that's a framework of how you can think about it. And the question is, whom do you want to reach? Where are they? And if you know they're more on that than on this, then maybe that's a good place to create content at. And Aski, I think you just said, who is on LinkedIn? Of the, 5 million Norwegians? 1.6 million have an account on LinkedIn. It doesn't say they're active every day. It doesn't say they're active every week, but they have accounts. And if you just say maybe half of them are active every 2 weeks, you have 800,000 people who are probably smarter people that are active there. And if you post there, you might get 1,000 impressions, 2,000 impressions. Asker, our conference last year had 600 people. So it's 2 times the people at the NTNU Energy Transition Conference. And your people that you want to reach are there as well. And the crazy thing is that the distribution of when we create content is free. You post it and it just gets visibility. If you want more visibility, you can pay for it. But if you make good content, there's thousands of people, for example, on LinkedIn, where you have a lot of organic reach that can see your stuff. Yeah. So, but for that, content creation is key. You need to create content. If you want visibility, you need to invest. You don't have to pay for the distribution, but you have to pay for your own time doing it, thinking about it, or having a team around you that helps you with that. So it is free in terms of money, but not free in terms of work. And positive attention is not a free lunch. Building up a brand, building up visibility, it requires continuous effort over a substantial period of time. You can post 7 times in the next 7 weeks, 7 days, and if you then stop, it was all for nothing. It takes time. So by now, I don't know, if you post every week for half a year, maybe you get some visibility, but it's always a long-term game. Yeah? And the more you put out, the more visibility you get. But on the other end, we are busy researchers. Most of you are professors, all of you are professors, but yeah. But so it's like, it's a decision. It's a trade-off. You can either chill with your family, you can do other work, papers, or you can have PhD students that you support, or you be on social, or you work your ass off and you get into a burnout, and we don't want that. So I'm just saying, it's a great opportunity. You can make impact, but it is something that you have to trade for something else, okay? The good news is that there's only very few scientists who strategically think about their visibility online, and most of them are not going beyond the stage of strategizing. There's not many people also at NTNU who are visible on LinkedIn. So if you just do something, you already have more visibility than they have, okay? And it doesn't take more than 3% a week. If you use 20 minutes on a Thursday afternoon before you go home, for 1 post a week, you're better than 99% of other people at NTNU or in the general academic system. Okay, 3% is enough, 25 minutes on a Thursday afternoon. I did that. It's a very basic post. I was working on a paper about direct air capture, and I just posted this picture, and I said, this is what I'm working on. I documented what I was working, that's it. It got 4,909 views in 2 days, 2.5 days, I think. So it doesn't need to be crazy. It's just like, document what you're doing anyways. Don't think about creating, documenting is fine. And provide value. It's not about, I said no one cares about you or me, it's the thing. They only start caring when we help them overcoming their own challenges or problems. Don't say, what's the standard post on LinkedIn? How does the standard post on LinkedIn start? I am happy to share, I got a new job. I am happy to share, got to talk there. I'm happy. Who cares about that you are happy? No one cares. What does that mean? Put your target group center stage. How does that help them? If you have a paper, don't say, I'm happy that I have a paper with that and that person and that journal and it came out yesterday. And then the first 2 lines are already over and no one knows what the paper was about, what the learnings are, and who should care. You have to catch them in the first 5 words. And if you say direct air capture, then 99% of the people who don't care about direct air capture, they scroll forward, but that's okay. But the 0.5% of who might be interested in direct air capture, they stop, they might look at your stuff. Yeah? Your first task is to make people stop scrolling. We're scrolling all the time. You have to stop them scrolling. So providing value is a good thing there. Yeah? Don't do this. Wow, I just realized that I reached 10,000 citations on Google Scholar. This is for me personally a major milestone and something I'm very proud of. And thanks to all of them who cited me. Keep it up, smiley, rocket. You can do that sometimes. It's okay. If you're really happy about something, you can do that. If all of your posts look like this, you are building a brand of being a prick online. No one, like a self-centered person, yeah? Or here, proud to receive, I know maybe some of you have that, but proud to receive the Clarivate Highly Cited Researcher Award today. I got an award, I want to share that. Recognizing the true pioneers in the fields of the last decade, demonstrated by the production of multiple highly cited papers that rank in the top 1% of citations for field and year in the Web of Science of the world's scientists and social scientists, highly cited researchers, truly are one of 1,000. You know, me, I'm really, really cool.
But we liked it.
I had to. There were political reasons. Who says it wasn't your post, Asker? It wasn't. But it was someone who I don't know, whatever. So, but yeah, I get that comment sometimes when I show that slide. But just as a bad example, yeah, don't do that all the time if you can. Make it about your papers, make it about your topic, make it about the people that you want to lift up. Yeah. So, what we're going to do in this workshop, so that was like the little intro. I want to help you or support you or just give you the idea of how you could build your own social media strategy. And you don't have to implement it, but just stick with me for a little bit to start thinking about it. And then we do 30 minutes of how to build a good post, and you will all create a post. I know one of you doesn't have a LinkedIn account, I think, but everyone else has a LinkedIn account, so you can't say no. Okay? So who's actually the guy who's talking to you here? I'm Julius. I work at NTNU as well as you guys at Keynote, Dragvoll. And I was hired on a contract initially by Neti, so Asker kind of signed off that I would come to NTNU. I have a PhD from Utrecht University, and this is what I normally do. So I submitted a book before Christmas on sustainability transitions theory, and I always look at energy transition related case studies, currently direct air capture. Next to that, I love social media. I'm active quite a lot, and I built the second largest energy transition podcast in Germany with over 900,000 streams. I. And I help universities and research organizations with their social media strategies and empowering their researchers to be more visible, because we have central accounts also at NTNU, but the best ambassadors for a university are the researchers themselves, because I don't care about what NTNU is. I don't care what University of Bergen is. I care about the person that works with the topics that I'm interested in. So I work with University of St. Gallen, with Fraunhofer, University Bergen, Aarhus University, TU Delft, European Joint Research Center, JRC. So that's what I do as a side hustle, and that's how Annika saw me, I guess, on LinkedIn and asked me if I could do this also maybe here. So, and next to that, I write a book about how to use social media for science communication. It's 45,000 words now. I need another 30. That's the task for this spring. And I run the NTNU Energy Transition podcast, which came out of NTNU, working with Heidi, working with Asker here, with 80 episodes now. The last one was on the role of nuclear. I feel that's a very hot topic. I was pushed on doing that because being a German, nuclear, we're having some trouble there. Okay, cool. That's me. What do we have to have in mind if we think about a social media strategy? I'm just going to go through very quickly so that you have an overview, and then we zoom into 2 points. First thing is, we have to think about whom do we want to reach. If we know whom we want to reach, we have a target group, and we can cater the posts we do to that target group. Because if I want to reach people who are working with direct air capture, and I write about strömpriser, the people will not know that I'm working with direct air capture. So we have to be very clear about a target group. And it could be several target groups. Yeah? It doesn't mean that you only have to reach one, but each post you have in mind, you should have in mind, whom do I want to attract with that specific post? So question is, whom do we want to reach? What's our target group? And the second thing is we have to do a self-assessment. Where are we good? Because there's only 4 ways of how you can get visibility online. That is text, video, graphics, and audio. And you have to decide what is it what I like. Because social media or science communication comes always on Thursday afternoon and not on Monday morning. So it needs to be something that comes, in German we say, comes flowing out of your sleeve, even though you're not really concentrated. So if you like writing, then write. If you think I'm writing all the time and I would like to talk, maybe start a podcast. But I'm not here to say do this or that. All of them work. You got to decide what is it, what's in for you. And then you put that together and you have a look, okay, what's the platform? And then you put out content there over time, and you make it strategic, meaning you use the content format that you're feeling comfortable with, and you think about what your target group is, and then you create content for that target group. And when you do that over time, 6 months, 9 months, whatever, 3 months, then you have a little bit of a content performance analysis, like what went well, what did not go well. You look at all your posts, and you look for unicorn content. Unicorns don't exist, you have to really look for them, but you look at your content and say, okay, what is the content that went best with my target group? And then you ask yourself, okay, what was different in this piece of content than in my all other pieces of content, and then you make more of that. Yeah, so that could be one way. So then you learn more about your target group over time and your target audience, and you also learn which type of content works better, and maybe you also learn about new skills about yourself. So that's kind of the general framework. You will get the slides if you like afterwards. We're only going to look at these two things here: target group and self-assessment. Target group, we talked about that. I don't believe there's a general public. Well, there is, but I think with one post we will not reach them. So we have to think about, okay, what are the specific groups? I talked about it before, so I'm not going to go deep into this now. And self-assessment is what I just said here. It's like we have these 4 different types of content, and we have to know, do you feel comfortable written, audio, graphics, and video? I would like to give you 2 minutes and think about what is your content strengths, potentially, where you feel most comfortable. And then you tell it to your neighbor, and your neighbor tells it to you, okay?
Written and graphics. If I should go on video, I would like to be a cartoon figure with a different voice. We don't like to see ourselves on video.
All right. When you were born, both of you, did you have a driver's license?
When?
No? When you were born? Do you have a driver's license now?
Yes.
I think you can learn these things.
Can an old dog learn?
You can.
My 18-year-old son, he believes that he is a much better driver.
Yeah, but your 18-year-old son does not have the knowledge that you have. That he cannot share the things you can
I
share.
cannot convince him.
But you don't need to convince anyone. I'm not here to convince you of social media, and still you can show opportunity. I think it would be amazing if you ladies would be on social with videos. I don't know what you guys think, but I think their voices are very nice and very normal, nothing to worry about. And everyone is stiff in the beginning until you start with this thing and you do it 10 videos and then you're more relaxed. Because you both teach, don't you? And you think you're okay teachers? And are you stiff when you teach after 10 years of teaching? Detsamme her.
A dialogue with another person or more people is much better than...
Then we can change the setting. Maybe you don't need to do a selfie thing, but maybe if you talk to Rolé and I have a camera here on you like this, and you just don't think that you talk to me or to the camera, but someone else that you like, then you're a more easy. I'm just saying there's many ways around these things, yeah? And over time we all have the driver's license now. And the same thing with social media. It's not so fancy, it's not so hard. I hope it was okay that I picked up on you now, okay?
That's okay. You can also pick on us.
Okay, good. Was it this picture you all had yellow jackets on?
Yeah, most probably.
Yeah, guess how do I know that you guys went there? Because of this one LinkedIn thing. And I guess that got 3,000, how many impressions? Anywhere between 1 and 3, whatever.
Around 2,000 at the moment.
Stupid picture, 1 line of text.
Not a stupid.
Sorry. A normal picture, sorry. And
It's a LinkedIn picture.
yeah, but that's good. And the thing is, you all have access, we don't talk about that right now, but you all have access to ChatGPT. So you just say, hey, I was there and there with please make a first LinkedIn text for this. And then you read it, and what happens is you change your role from being an author to being an editor. So you throw something in what you wanted to write a LinkedIn post about, and say, write a LinkedIn post, and then you read that LinkedIn post, and then you just edit it. Because it's way easier, it's way faster. And when I say you can make a LinkedIn post in 20 minutes, you can. Just have the idea, say to ChatGPT, make it punchy, make it professional, make it whatever, and it should be about this, and I was there, and these are my 3 points that I want to get across, and it does it. And then you just edit a bit and you put it out. It doesn't take long, but one needs to do it once. Anyway, yeah. But just this example with this picture that's amazing. I saw it last night. And how many other people saw it as well. But you want to say something else, no? And the crazy thing about you guys is you got so much experience in your fields that it would just be interesting to a lot of people who are maybe younger or maybe are not in the same area than you are, in the same area but not in the same position, to just get your context on things. How do you read things? How do you understand things? So it doesn't need to be your ideas all the time, but you see something on media, and then maybe your 3 cents on that or your 2 cents on that. That already can grow your reputation as a thought leader, and then you might There might be people who want to work with you, who want to maybe apply to work with you, who want to have you on panels, who want to read your papers, all that stuff. Like, it doesn't need to be crazy. It's just like your 2 cents or where you are. Document what you're doing anyways. Am I talking too much? Okay, good. Forgot the name. That's bad. Caroline. Yeah. You were once at us at Kult and presented, and I remember that. Yeah. What's your take here?
Well, I'm into writing, at least for now. That said, I can enjoy both talking and on video, but that's...
Focus is key. It's so easy to get overwhelmed and to try to be visible on many platforms. It's good to choose one and stick with that one. If it's LinkedIn, good. But it's really easy to get overwhelmed when you are doing too many things. So don't choose 5 of them. Like one is enough, yeah? Because you don't really build visibility if you post once a month or once every 2 months. So one, that's it. If you want to be a creator and an influencer and all that stuff, you have to play on many more. But you're professors. You're leading. One is good. One is fine. Okay, let's go into the more away from the strategic stuff to the more in-depth or like more hands-on stuff. 3 things. What is good content? How to structure a LinkedIn post, and then I want to zoom in on hooks, because hooks is the most important thing when you think about a post. What is good content to you? When do you stop scrolling?
It is if the message is there already, as you said, the first word, not, I feel very delighted that I'm part of, but just write it.
You directly know what's going on in that post, isn't it?
If it's relevant.
If it's relevant to you, to your work. What else? Yeah.
Touch my feelings.
If it touches your feelings.
Like, have you ever lost your child in a shopping mall?
Yes. That resembles a challenge that you've had previously. Yeah. That sounds horrible. Anyway, yeah. Okay. Feelings, very much to the point. If it's relevant to yourself, what else? Anything else?
Good information.
Good information that you're interested in? Yeah.
Maybe also who is sending it.
Give me an example.
No, I mean, I'm not making, but otherwise it's the people you know personally, or if they are famous for something, doing something, so that is, of course.
Yeah. For example, if the economics minister or if Terje Osland or something posts something, we're like more inclined to see that, isn't it? Like just to see what's going on in there. Like I'm not going to read all of this through, but what I think is good content, is good social media content, is content that effectively captures the attention of your target audience, provides value and encourages engagement. So it's like, it just catches you and it gives you something, or your target group something, and it encourages engagement, meaning talking to you or clicking on that link or whatever it is. And there's more to it. We're not going to go through in that. We talked about that. And content can be very varied. And sometimes when I work with researchers, I feel they say, I don't know what to post about. So that's why I want to give you 2 slides of ideas that you always can post. Yeah. And if you think, I should post something, but I don't know what, you can come back to this. And there's probably way more things out there, but this is maybe something that could guide you. So research insights and discoveries, obviously that's papers and reports. Educational and explainer content, something that you know that's very clear for you, but not everyone else knows. Because the things that we think is very clear is only clear for us. So it's okay to make kind of basic content about general things, because people might enjoy it and might learn something. Then thought leadership, that's all this stuff about your context on something. You see something in the media, something is happening, what's your 2 cents with your context, with your 20 years of experience in that specific field. Then collaborations, if you work with another university or if you work with another researcher team, or you were like, okay, I've got a lot of people, what's happening there? Like, what's going on? That could be something. Then obviously career development and opportunities. What job ads do you have out there? Are there job ads in your neighboring group? Maybe it's good to share some online love. Like, I help you, and when I post something, maybe you share it in your network. It's like giving, taking. Then we all want to attract good people to our department, so it's okay to make things that are non-researchy, but that are culture inclined. So just show that people are smiling, or that just show how you're eating, or just document how a normal meeting looks like. You don't have to do that, but it shows the way how you interact with each other. And if you have a good culture in your place, that can translate online, and people might be attracted to come to you, work with you, invite you to something, whatever. behind the scenes content, I'm making a vlog. That's why this camera is running there today. And I made some when I came in here. So you will see, if you allow me to make a vlog out of that, 120 seconds tomorrow on LinkedIn. And I have a guy in Pakistan who does it for me. That makes it's cheaper than in Denmark, in Norway. So you can just document it behind the scenes content. And then events and conferences, if you're invited somewhere, if you talk somewhere, whatever. And then success stories and impact, like, okay, it's okay to sometimes post, hey, that paper is really successful. That's why I want to share it again, because I think it matters and people should read it. So these are content pillars that you can think around if you like. Does it come? Oh yeah, okay. Let's talk about a structure of a LinkedIn post. And you can, I don't want to show it yet. Show it, Julius, show it. How does, like, and you can translate that to Twitter or to, it's always the same, or generally. So what's a general structure that you can think around when you post something? What should you start with? When you scroll, what catches you? What's the structure? Tell me. Should I do this or something?
Just be normal.
And it shouldn't be directly a full paragraph in the beginning, but it's a sentence, or it's just a couple of words, whatever it is, yeah. And then you have the kind of the beef, like the why, or what do you want to share, or maybe your 3 points on your topic, or I want to highlight that person, and that person because they've done a great job, whatever it is. And then you normally try to have a CTA, call to action, because the algorithms don't know what's in your post. They only know it's text, but they don't know if that text provides value or if it's just like me, I. So what the algorithm looks at is how much engagement does your post get. If your post gets lots of engagement and lots of comments, then the algorithm understands that this post keeps people on the platform, and the algorithm's only job is to keep people on the platform so that the platform can show them commercials so that they make money. Can you follow me? So what you want to do is you want to give it all to the algorithm so that the algorithm thinks your stuff is really good, and then it shows it to more people. And what you need to do for that is you need engagement under your post. So that could be likes. There are different types of likes. They're like just a like, and then there is like the amazing. There's 5 different likes, and then people can share your content. I share it. That's, by the way, if you share something, it doesn't get you a lot of visibility. It gets that content more visibility. And then what's most important is comments under it. Likes are okay. Shares are actually not helping very much. What you want is they want conversation under your post. If you get that, your post gets visibility, and that's what you want. Yeah. So that's why you always have a CTA in the end, a call to action. Could be, like standard question, like what do you think about that? Or what other papers should I read? Or like any question that asks people to comment. And I know this is very strategic, and you can just say, I'm not going to do that because I'm a humble Norwegian, whatever. I'm just saying this helps. You don't have to do it, okay? So there's this structure. So we always start with a hook, attention-grabbing opening sentence. We'll have a look at the different types of hooks, but you need a hook. Don't start with don't start explaining things right away. Don't make a long paragraph, whatever. It's 1 line or 2 lines. And if you open and scroll on LinkedIn, you see only the first line. If there's a picture, I don't know if you recognize that. You see the picture or the video, there's 1 or 2 lines. That's all they see. So you want them to click on see more. So this first thing, that needs to hit. And I know it's not that easy. And you'd have to do it 20 times or 30 times to get a better feel for it. But I'm just saying the most important thing is think about the first sentence. And the second most important thing is think about the visual. Because the worst thing you can do is write 3 sentences and then not have a visual at all. Because there's a fancy word, it's called the LinkedIn real estate. You're giving away LinkedIn real estate. This is a post from Adrian. It's just the first one that just shows up here. If Adrian would not have put the picture in, all you would see is this. Yeah? And then the next post would already start here. So you lose out on the real estate on the screens. So, and it's always good to have smiles or people because we are biologically driven to faces. So if you show faces, every post with a face will perform better than any post with no face. It's just like that. Okay, hook. Second thing is you have to have a visual, but when we think about text is the hook, then the main content, then what you can do is a summary of takeaways. Like if there's one point that you want them to take away, make a new paragraph and just write this one sentence. This is what I want you to know. Then call to action, then hashtags. Here, we were hashtags. Hashtags are not as important as 5 years ago anymore, but if you are working with Strömpriser or whatever and you use that word, but maybe there's other keywords that matter in the discourse, put them as hashtags down there. And then, yeah, optional, but I think you should always do it. Have a video, have a photo, have slides. You know, you can just have a presentation or you can have PDFs all the way. Also, LinkedIn has been developing in the last years. Here comes an example post. Friend of mine, Cindy, she started a PhD at Sintef and also works in marine tech, marine something here at NTNU. So she starts with, a couple of years ago, I would not have thought this day would come. And you would only see the picture and the first sentence. And you're like, oh, what is it? You know? So it's a bit of a storytelling thing, but it's also a bit like a mystery thing. So if you manage mystery and people are kind of liking you, okay, she's also blonde and good looking, that also helps. You know, some of that, we don't have that. You have that. But it's like there's some mystery in there and she's one sentence. It's not a paragraph. And then she writes, okay, I'm going to do this PhD. This is the things I'm going to work on. And then she has a call to action here. Do you have useful insights? Do you want to be updated on results along the way? Don't hesitate to reach out. And then also she has a picture with a dog. So it has a visual. And that post got 435 likes. And yeah, you can't do these posts all the time because you don't change jobs all the times. But the structure is kind of good structure. And you can always deviate from the structure, but that's the structure you can follow and it works. Same thing here. She was on a conference. Has a hook where she mentions me, okay, whatever, that's maybe me, I, but it's like she's at this conference, she talks about her topic, and then she has, okay, these are the key takeaways from my talk. Traditional wind is modeled without including part, whatever, and she goes very deep, so it's a very specific target group. And then she has a picture of her where she smiles and where she's at the conference, 125 likes. So this is how it could work. But in the beginning, most likely you're not going to get a lot of likes. So it's a bit a task of enduring the silence. But eventually you will get better at it. People will know you. And then you get maybe 5, maybe you get 10, maybe you get 20 likes, maybe you get 50 likes, depending on what it is, what you post. Okay, structure of a post. I'd said hooks are the most important thing because they stop people from scrolling. So I just want to give you 5 categories for hooks that you can think along. Yeah. So when you make your next post, have a look at this list, and then it's already easier for you to kind of think of what it could be. First one is, it's a bit what Cindy did, is like last week I made a mistake that nearly cost us a high-level publication. So it's like you tell the story over time, and you have kind of this mystery that people want to, like, what is it? What did he learn? What did she learn? I want to learn that too. So I'm inclined to hit the button to see the text. Second one is a standard one, question. Like, is hydrogen the solution to our energy problems? People who are interested in hydrogen or interested in energy stuff might click on that because it's a question they would like to have an answer to. So general questions. You have many questions in your task, in your whatever you work with. Third one is, and that's being used very much on YouTube, is these very strong and controversial statement hooks. You know, and we have to be aware because we are researchers, we're professors. We shouldn't be too controversial. We're saying nuclear is the only solution for Norway to be beyond 2050 or whatever. That's already quite, like, if a professor would post that, that's a bit fishy. Yeah, but I know, sorry. But you know what I'm saying? Like, be a bit controversial is okay, but be aware how controversial we want to be and how controversial you want to be perceived, okay? Then a curiosity hook, all of them are curiosity hook, but if you're like, here's one thing top scientists do every day that you're probably overlooking. You know, you're trying to, okay, what is that person? What might be I overlooking? Where's the hack to a better researcher life, whatever it is? And then the last one is a data or statistic hook. Did you know that 80% of professionals aren't using LinkedIn to its full potential? That's like a data statistic, like show them something they might not be knowing. Okay? They're not perfect and you have to put them into your context. Yeah? But these are categories that you can think along if you like to. Cool. We're over with all my talking here. Now you get a task, and that is, you have 20 minutes, or 25 minutes, let's say 20 or 15 minutes to think about a LinkedIn post, and maybe some of you manage a LinkedIn post, but we come back at 13:25 for a little huddle, a little round. How was it? And your task is to create any LinkedIn post, and if you have pictures from if you have a paper, or if you have a picture from a trip, or whatever it is, and I'm happy to help, then you got that task to do now, and follow the structure that you see here. Because when you've done this 3 times, the 4th time is easier than you've done it never, and you sit down and now you have to do it. Okay? Do I get thumbs up? Is that cool? Everyone is on board? Yeah? Cool. All right. And I'm going to be here, so if anyone wants to talk, I'm happy to talk. Yeah, Inge.